Hey, realtor, you are over-caffeinated, you're over-automated, and you're overworked. In this episode, we're going to talk about your automations, specifically your lofty CRM automations, but this also applies to really any CRM, kvCORE, Follow-Up Boss, Sync, whatever you might be using. We find that a lot of realtors are over-automated and still overworked. And we're going to talk about that and see if we can fix that. Okay, so Floyce, with us as always,
Yes.
the lovely Floyce, rhymes with Rolls Royce.
Happy Friday, y'all.
So what we're going to focus on is automations that are built without the right mindset. We're going to focus on building a value ladder mindset. So let's get started with why most realtors buy smart plans. Because they want to make their life easier, right? So there's a lot of vendors out there and consultants that will install automation for you, right, in your CRM.
Yeah.
And they promise to make you. A lazy agent, maybe.
No, they promise to make you great.
They promise to make your life easier.
Yeah.
They promise your business is going to be put on autopilot, and they make a lot of great promises that sounds good for you. But we're going to talk about flipping that mindset and making it more to focus on your prospect, your audience, your people, your potential client. So you got to think about what you're really buying. Are you buying a system for you, or are you just buying and designing an experience for your people, right?
Yeah. My take on this is that, like you just said in the beginning there, when smart plans initially, when they became popular, I think around 2018-ish to 2020, around COVID, was really popular. This was presented to most people as problem solver. They're the problem solver. You don't have to do this yourself. Let us automate your system. So most of them, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, especially the real estate ones, was structured to make your work easy as an agent so that you don't have to send emails every day for things that you can automate, for emails that you can automate. You don't have to send text every day to like 100 people in your database one by one. So the process is made easier for you. The problem with this is when you really look at what your clients are receiving, it's too worded. A lot of them are, it's like you're over-educating your the consumer, instead of really serving them with value.
And I wouldn't even say over-educating them. I'd say what's the word? Not over-communicating, but it's a lot of, I've peeled apart a lot of these automations from the gurus, and it's a lot of, hey, how you doing? Hey, are you ready to sell?
Yeah.
Hey, are you ready yet?
Mm-hmm.
Just checking in. A lot of that.
It's things that you can handle with a phone call, kind of, sort of, if you're checking in.
And emails are really, there's a lot of emails. It's very email heavy.
Yeah.
And emails are really easy to automate. Very, very easy to automate. Any system now can do that. MailChimp or any of those can do that. That's not really a challenge anymore. Same with text messaging, really. So you can combine text and emails and hit people with those. But where the real magic is, the thing that we want to talk about is how to make them land.
What's in the email, the messaging.
Right.
The language.
Right. And there's a lot of scripts that I see, but getting away from the scripts, I think it really takes a mindset of delivering value at each touch point.
Yeah.
Not just quote unquote checking in, but hey, I made this for you. Hey, here's something that I think you'll find valuable. We call it a value ladder. A value ladder is actually a term that's used in offer engineering, but we like to think of these automations as almost an offer funnel, where you're delivering increasingly valuable
items,
nuggets to them with each touch point. that is really going to get you to build trust and ultimately move them through the pipeline.
I love the analogies that you have, Steve, where you say, think of it as giving someone $5 the first time you meet them. Then on the second meeting, maybe give them $10. And then on the third meeting, you give them maybe 20, 100, you name it. So every time you meet that person, the value keeps increasing.
Yeah, and I just want to make a point too, going back in our notes here. A lot of these smart plans end up managing tasks, not relationships.
Yeah, they're very task-facing versus relationship. And there's one that we were auditing for a client this week, and we peeled it apart. We removed it like from the system into a Google Doc and read through, and most of it was really not necessary.
It's kind of wordy.
Yeah.
A lot of just checking in type talk.
Yeah.
And some canned content type stuff.
Yeah.
Where
they can get that information.
You're trying to educate them, but let's give them something that they can't just get by Googling it. I mean, a lot of this information that we drop is so 2009, right? I mean, they can get this anywhere now with AI. Let's tell them something they can't get with AI. Let's get them something unique to your personality or your knowledge or to the area, maybe make it hyper local. Something that's going on in their neighborhood. Whatever we can do to make it land better with them, make it personalized and valuable to them, that's what's really going to make your automations work.
So now let's talk about consumer versus realtor automation. Where is the balance? As a realtor, you have to understand that these are the two scenarios that you're going to have in your business. Smart plans for you, the agent, and smart plans for the client that you're serving. Right, Steve?
Right. So
what percentage should be for the realtor and what percentage should be
right? So
consumer?
A certain percentage is there to keep you organized.
Yes.
So a certain part of your smart plans, to her point, is for you. And you want to balance that though with the with the automations that are for them, for your prospect. And that's going to be mostly your emails and text automations. There's some automations in there like pipeline movers. If they do something, then it moves them from a cold to a warm, for example.
Those are great.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Another good one that I like is sort of an if-then statement with if they are on a property alert, then check in and drop an email that says, hey, is this property alert dialed in right? Did we get it right? If they're not, make an offer for the property alert. That's effective.
Yeah. A great tool that you can use, especially for your consumer, is leveraging what you put out on social media, your content. Automating that and dripping it into their inboxes is way better because it's relevant, it's current news, let's say updates or your thought process or your opinion, versus sending them a very lengthy email that is talking about the process of home buying, which is great. Yeah, you should send them those, but you need to find a balance. So maybe 80% of it is you walking them through the steps, and then 20% is the word. And how you can do this with email, how you drip those pieces of content that you create every day, is either sharing a blog link in the email or creating a thumbnail that leads them to your YouTube channel of the specific video that you're, with the subject of the topic that you were talking about being the subject of the email. I wanted to ask you about that, Steve. The subject of the email. Let's say if we are dropping a video about San Diego Market Report 2025 Q4. Should we do it that way, or should we use a hook from that report, like that says rates have just dropped? Here's what you need to know. So there's a balance too, so that you make it more appealing to them to want to open.
Yeah, there's a whole copywriting art and science to subject lines, getting people to even open the email. You're kind of selling them on opening the email.
Yeah.
And less is more in general. The less words, the better. So we always try to cut the word
fluff.
length down.
Yeah.
And we always try to create a curiosity gap, meaning don't tell them everything that's in there.
Yeah.
Give them a riddle of some kind, or give them part of it so that they're curious to open it up and see the rest of it. Like she just said, instead of saying that you're dropping the market report, maybe tease that you're going to want to see this, rates went down or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that gets them to actually open it. So want to put some thought into your subject line. Some of the subject lines I see in these automations are could be improved.
Yeah. And for the realtor side of automations, another good tip is to make sure that their calendar, some of their tasks in their calendar are also automated. Like, let's say if you're sending direct mail, Steve, how can you do that with Lofty?
Yeah, so the way we do the direct mail is
Automating the cadence.
Automate the cadence. So let's say you're going to send it out once a month. We have a client that sends these great, well-crafted letters that are designed to look like she hand wrote them. And they're prepared ahead of time. We help them with the copywriting and then put tasks in her CRM, Lofty CRM, to remind her today is the day of the month that you're going to drop the email. And then she checks each one as she sends it so that it's checked off her list, and then she can see which ones didn't go out yet.
The recommendation here for realtors is try and use a different email that is not linked to your CRM system, and get in that funnel too. Get in your CRM as a lead, and start receiving those emails, those automated communication that you've had set by someone maybe, or you bought, so that you can get a clear understanding of what the customer is getting, and look at it from a perspective of not you as a realtor, but if I was a home buyer, this email that came to me this month, is it really necessary? And then this month I got 4 emails from my system. Do I really need 4 emails, or do I need to scale it down to 1? What's your comment on that?
You know what else is? You gave me another good idea too for a suggestion. Get in your own funnel, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should definitely use a test email.
Definitely
and be a tester. But you know what's a good idea? Get in your competitor's funnel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go in their website and register. And here's a suggestion. Get in one that you admire, one that's really good, maybe Ryan Searhant or something, somebody that's really the top of their game.
Yeah.
And then get in somebody that maybe isn't doing it so great, so that you can critique it and see how you could do better.
Yeah.
Could be somebody I would suggest somebody in your market, in your local market. Find their website, sign up, and see what you get. Now, I do this all the time, and I can tell you, Floyce, usually the follow-up is terrible. Like, I'll sign up, and I'm expecting, I'm going to get an email.
Immediately.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Crickets. Okay, so right away, if you're automating some kind of follow-up, you're going to do really well. And if you can, again, make that follow-up land better, and stop sounding like everybody else. Hey, I'm just checking in. Sorry to bother you. I see a lot of that. That's cringeworthy to me. I don't language like that, like you're apologizing ahead of time for bothering them.
Yeah.
You're not going to be bothering them if you're giving them something of value.
And go straight to the point.
Get to the point, keep it short, and make it valuable.
Yeah. All right. So in conclusion here, the real problem here is you don't need 30 smart plans. If you do a good audit, you may not just need 2 or 3. 1 for yourself, 2, 1 buyer facing, 1 seller facing for your clients, and maybe an extra one for investors, and let's say a general one for the system admin to move tasks along and leads from one pipeline to another. I think that would be a good way to approach this and not overwhelm the consumers with too much that is unnecessary.
Yeah, I think most of the CRM users that we see, Lofty CRM in our case, either have no automation, they don't really turn it on, or if they do, we've seen some that over automate.
Yeah.
Where it's just peppering them with too many emails that don't have any value. Now, reach out to us. We have our list of 10 must-have behavior-based emails, and 2 long-term nurtures that are already in the system that all you got to do is turn them on. Drop us a message and we'll send you those 10 and 2, we call it.
And to be really honest here, Steve, you tell me, because we have installed quite a few customized smart plans. I would really hope that moving forward, you as an agent or broker, you would take the time to audit your system, look at all those emails that are installed, all those steps and emails that are installed to go to consumers, look at them with your eye, rewrite them how you would want them to sound, and then put them right back. And because they're pretty editable, it's very easy to edit those plans with Lofty. But I think the core problem here is that realtors that are new to using CRMs think automations just 10x the business. Like I was told to get a website and then get some smart plans, and I'm gonna just sit back and the system is just gonna print money for me. You need to understand how the CRM system works first, just a general understanding. And if you don't have time for that, hire someone that does.
Yeah, and 2 words, maybe we can put this up on the screen when 2 words that the gurus don't tell you about the automation. Customer journey.
Yeah.
It has to be designed around the customer journey, because too many of these automations are built for realtors and not built for the realtors' prospects.
Yeah.
You got to build it for the prospect first and then automate it for you. You got to back into it that way.
Yeah.
So that shift in mindset, I think, is what we're here to to try to debunk. Yes, because we see just way too much of this, and a lot of wild claims. I think with AI and everything, we get excited because of the automation that's possible.
Yeah.
But then we find we're drifting away from the customer journey.
Yeah.
The most important thing, the humans that we're trying to serve.
And I also think it's now that there's so many CRMs, real estate CRMs to be precise, there's this shiny object syndrome. You're chasing the next one. We've handled quite a number of clients that come to us and they say, Steve, I was on follow-up boss, and then I went to this one, and then I went to Sync, and then and now I just got Lofty. And each CRM to them didn't work because it did something. And I'm not saying Lofty is the best one that there is out there, but we know that it's better than some of them. But the thing is, if you jump from one CRM to another, you don't give yourself time to learn and understand these systems, and you're relying on a quick solution, Like there's no magic bullet. You got to understand the CRM, the way you understand your business, and then you'll be able to instruct whoever you plug in as either your system admin, right, Steve? Or an agency to handle this for you. Then you're gonna understand and be able to work with them better and instruct them how you want your systems customized to fit your business processes and stuff.
Your workflow and your unique clients.
Yeah.
So a lot of these systems are built for one size fits all, but we know, right, Floyd, our clients, some focus on investors, some focus on downsizers and seniors, some focus on military, some are seller oriented, some are buyer oriented, some are both, some are relocators. Yeah. What's your client niche?
Yeah.
Who are your people? Design your system around them and what's meaningful to them.
What's their problem and how can you solve it?
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so in conclusion, how do we want to conclude this and wrap this up? I think we always say always lead with value, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one. That's our ongoing mantra. Too many of this marketing and automation is just not enough value.
Yeah.
Not creating value is what we as entrepreneurs have to do. That's our job, is to create value.
And I think data. As I mentioned the shiny object syndrome, moving from one system to another is another bottleneck issue. The way the data is collected is not uniform on all CRMs. Some will get more data from the client, let's say from the onboarding, like when a new lead comes in, what is the form, the join form, how much detail is that form asking from the client, and how much are they filling, and how much needs or requires you to fill in? Because that's the whole purpose of having a CRM, is to be able to collect data and store good data, because that then helps you develop your business through maybe advertising to the right people, or creating campaigns to the right people. Steve, speak on data, because we have a product called SOI Kickstart, but this is an issue that where maybe the way that the address was collected in one system is different from the way Lofty collects it. And like the seller, we did something for someone that was focusing on just sellers, and their data, I think they worked with probate. They had a probate list, and the way they acquired that probate list, they didn't clean it up first to suit the system. They just dumped it in there from the way they got it from the vendor. What's the problem?
So in that case, it was really confusing about who was the owner of the property and who were the decision makers, because you had family members in there, and it was not clear on who we're supposed to even be talking to, right?
Yeah.
Another thing, to Floyce's point, if you're focusing on the seller side, address data is really important.
Very important.
You want to nail down the property address that they own, and then there's a couple of other addresses too, right? There might be a mailing address that's different. Could be an absentee owner. Could be someone out of the state entirely that owns that property and has tenants in there. Or it could be someone that owns more than one property. So,
and I think another field that is super important is the day they bought the home, especially for sellers. You need to understand that, so that as you campaign to them, let's say, that if you're having equity conversations, asking them if they're ready to buy, or even knowing how to prospect the ones that are ready. If you need to target people that are from 10 years, that have owned that home since whatever, I know you can get, this is public facing data, but if it's so organized in your CRM, it's way better, because then you get to create automations for that.
You could always append that data too, run it through third-party list providers or VAs, or outsource it to someone on Fiverr to do a lookup, because the equity that's locked up in a home is so key on the seller side, right? When you're having a conversation. So if you're that data is super important. And on the buyer side, you really want to understand and try to set them up on property alerts and understand their price range. You got to dial in the price range, the property type, single family home, condo, townhome, and the area is so important. What areas are they looking for?
Are they looking for? Yeah. And also, what areas are they in at the moment? Because sometimes that could be a way to, sort of research or prepare yourself before you get on a consultation with them and say, oh, how is Missouri? Like, it's those little details that really matter. And then you're going to be able to know, oh, this person lives in a region where they have snow and now they want to move to Florida. So it will help you. It will help you prepare for the call, so that you sell them on what they're getting here versus getting up north. You know what I
This is
mean?
where tags could come in really well too for
Yeah.
motivation. You could make
Yeah.
a series of
I like that, motivation tags.
4 motivation tags. Yeah,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6 motivation tags that you see come over and over and over. Relocating, new
Mhm.
job,
Mhm.
upsizing, downsizing.
Self-storage or buyer,
Yeah.
investor.
Investor,
Mhm.
yep, and tag them with that, and then you can imagine the sharp campaigns and automations that you could run behind that kind of data,
And segmentation. Now that we mentioned, talk about
which
segmentation.
leads into segmentation.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
What is a segment?
Just a way of grouping people by. That's a great example that we just gave. Grouping people by motivation,
Mhm.
because you can imagine this is all an automation discussion.
Yeah.
And I think our thesis here is that automation is too cookie cutter.
Yeah.
It's just too bland,
Yeah.
and everybody's trying to get the easy fix.
Yeah.
And we're saying that if you segment that and that's going to make your automation sharper, and then you could do a separate automation just for, let's say, relocators, or
Yeah.
just for downsizers,
Yeah.
or just for new home buyers, or just for people that have equity
Yeah.
in their home,
Yeah.
or even own it outright.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine those conversations. Every one of those automations should be different, right?
It should be different. Not all buyers are the same. The way I would talk to someone coming from south of Miami is not the same way I'm going to talk to someone that is from up north. You know what I mean? Or maybe an international buyer. They need different way to talk to them. You're not going to talk to them about processes that they can't even go through just because their funds have to be treated a certain way. You know what I mean? So understanding that, just having good data helps supercharge your automation.
So we are coming up on our time here, Floyce.
Yes.
How do we want to leave this, and how can we help people? If you're watching this and you're a broker or a team leader or a top producing realtor, and you're looking at your CRM and scratching your head, what should they do?
First, you should learn how, this is the fix. Learn how your CRM works, or hire someone that does, and then design automations around offers. Don't just send anything. Send an offer, something of value that they would want to have or know, not tasks. So design automations around offers, not tasks, and then always lead with value. If your messaging is confusing or spammy, you lose trust. And trust is the one thing that you need, especially in real estate business. Close us out.
And if you want a free 15-minute consult, we go to our website, chimenerds.com. You can book a consult there. We'll set up a Zoom, take a peek inside your system, and see what you have and where you can fix it and automate your system to be so much more powerful and grow your business.
Awesome. That's it for today. We will see you next week. Same time.
Same time, 5 days a week. We
Yeah.
go live, and you can join on YouTube Live.
Yeah.
If you have any questions,
Yeah.
we are here taking your questions live, and book that consult if you want a one-on-one.
Thank you for watching.